just isn't opened up yet. So the poor thing is the same wine out of the same bottle. But this guy had a chance to open, and this guy is still closed. Wow. I can tell you Merlots in the state of Texas are as big and as bold as Cabernet is in most parts of the world. Our Merlots are rich, they're dark, they're wonderful. This wine was blended for the president, the 41st president of the United States. It was for their 10th anniversary celebration at the Bush Library. A great wine for Republicans, a great wine for historians. You know, it's a landmark wine. I mean, we only made 150 cases, and we're about 40 cases away from all gone. So I really recommend that you come over to the winery, call us up, get a couple of bottles of it. It is tasting so wonderful at this point. Merlots that are about 6 to 8 years of age are at their peak. This is the way it should taste. Unfortunately, we taste wine so young, we don't really get them at their full peak. It still has brilliant color. It's got that beautiful purple maroon color. Great flavor. Now, let me show you the sparkling wine again. It's effervescing just about as much as it was before. Still has a nice mousse. This will continue to effervesce probably for about 2 or 3 hours. So a lovely, lovely sparkling wine. So now I'm going to take the Merlots, which are great with good beef, Nolan Ryan beef, great brisket, nice with pizza, marinara sauce, pasta, lamb, veal dishes, very, very nice. Last night we had a veal parmesan. Golly, that Merlot was fabulous with it. So I certainly recommend it. So this is the George Bush Presidential Reserve Merlot 2004, a beautiful, beautiful wine. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to keep and preserve this, but I'm going to open up the next bottle. I'm going to show you, this is the Cabernet Sauvignon 2005. An interesting wine. When we were blending this, and I do mean we, because Merrill and myself and Paul Mitchell are all involved in the process, this 2005 was like unbelievable. It was great. We put it in the bottle and it went dumb. This wine in 2007 just didn't taste like much, and I was so disappointed. 2008 it tasted better. 2009 it tasted better. By this time the 2006 Paolo Cab was out in the market. 2006 was like tasting fabulous, and this little guy, the 2005, was still closed. It had not reached its peak. Well, we did a tasting of the 2006 and the 2005 about 2 weeks ago, and the 2005 is now achieving the potential that it should have had all along. It was one of those wines that had great tannin structure, and it closed up for a long time, and now it's 6 years old and it's showing the way it's supposed to. And this is the way it tasted before we bottled it. So it's one of those things that, you know, sometimes a wine is, I just expect big things from it. It's kind of like a person again, you know. Back in high school, they seem to have great potential, but they goof off and they just don't seem to rise to their full potential. Then they go to college and all of a sudden they become a great student. Well, that's what this is. 6 years after we bottled it, all of a sudden it's showing the full potential that it has. So here we go. We're going to use the waiter's corkscrew. I don't take the wax off. Leave it alone. It penetrates right through the wax. You put the auger in it and you screw it down straight, because you want to get a nice straight auger. Get it all the way down to where you can't see the screw anymore, and then you take the first ledge of the opener and you lift, and it keeps the cork vertical. Now you go to the second ledge, and now it will remain straight. Just before you're ready to get a pop, my recommendation is you open this thing up, hold the cork, and do it gently. You don't need to make a big explosion. You know, pop is not appropriate. You just like it gentle, okay? Now, beautiful cork. Smell it. Oh God, it smells beautiful. Smells like the way that wine I remember it to be. And now we just take this, and now we're going to use one of our other glasses here. Always turn Messina Hof facing the camera, because you got to appreciate it. At the table, you always either face the Messina Hof to you or to your guest. We pour it. See, with the Ventura, you can actually do this without even the foil. And look at that beautiful aeration. See, that gets that wine aerated properly. 2005 was the driest summer we've had in years in Texas. And that's why the wine was so intense, so structured. We swirl. Oh, Lordy. I mean, the oak in this thing just bursts. It just says French, American. It just has this great aroma. And let it sit in your mouth a while, because the tannins are soft and they're really nice. Wow. We had a customer come in yesterday, and we were tasting this wine particularly. And he buys it by the case because he loves big oaky cabs. And he loves this 05. I mean, to him, the 06 is nice, and it's soft, and it's velvety, but this guy, it hits you like a big right hook. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful wine. And it's one that I'm really starting to, I'm happy that it's coming around and doing what it's supposed to do, because it's a beautiful, beautiful wine. Also, want to let you know that the Wine and Roses Festival is on its way. It's April the 23rd. It's a big celebration here. First of all, everything is blooming. The vineyard looks gorgeous. We're going to have music, and we're going to have vendors here. These are artisans. These are people that make jewelry. These are the people that make wood products and stone products. All artisans. And festive place to enjoy yourself. Bring a blanket, put it down on the ground, enjoy the music, enjoy the wine. You know, this is what quality of life is all about. You know, one of the things that I really enjoy about the wine business is that we are in a business of celebration, a business of happiness, and you know, it's so much fun to see friends that appreciate the same things that you do. And at the Wine and Roses Festival, you should get a team of 4 people who have good endurance, who like maybe even to work out, you know? And what you do is you form a team, you get a t-shirt, and you can make the t-shirt yourself, or you could buy a t-shirt with your team on it, and then sign up, and it's the International Grape Stomping Championship. And it's so much fun because everybody, they jump in, they stomp, they squeeze, they press the juice out, and the fastest team gets to be winning this beautiful trophy inspired by Lucille Ball, and it is the World Championship Grape Stomping Trophy. So a lot of fun. April the 23rd in Wine Country, Texas. So here we are. We're going to enjoy this Cabernet again. Beautiful. I mean, the smell, the aroma, it's all coming together. Makes your mouth pucker. It gives you that great sense of saying, where's the beef? I want a ribeye. I want a T-bone. I want a beautiful medallion. And Chef Dwight is doing an incredible job in the kitchen. I'm telling you, he and his crew are like top notch. I've gained 15 pounds. I mean, the guy is amazing, and the food is amazing. Our wait staff is the best I've ever seen, and they're doing such a great job. And it's a pleasure to dine and to look outside the window and see these grapevines growing. At this time of the year, you can actually sit there with a chair and watch the vines grow. It is amazing. It will grow that quickly. So we're looking forward to seeing you here. The other things that we've got, we still have a few cabins left on the cruise. It's really filling up now that we're getting closer to the date. But the cruise is on, let's see, we're leaving well, here we go. Here's my trusty helper, Brittany. The wine cruise leaves Rome on May the 22nd. We get back on May the 29th. We go to Messina, Italy, where we get to visit with a dear friend of mine, the Gambino family. You heard that family before. The Gambino family, we're going to be dining at their beautiful winery at the foot of Mount Etna. Can you imagine that, sipping beautiful wine and looking up and seeing Mount Etna? I mean, wow! You talk about an experience. Then we go to Athens, Greece. I mean, I am so looking forward to Athens, Greece, because as a Sicilian, you know, most of my people originally came from Greece. You know, that's the Sicilian transition. We went from Greece to Sicily, then New York, and now Texas. You know, it's just an amazing transition. Then we go to Turkey, and we're going to see a whole bunch of Roman ruins, some great historical landmarks, and then we have another wine dinner and tasting on the island of Crete. And it's a beautiful island. If you've never been there, it is amazing how beautiful it is. And then we cruise back to Rome. It is going to be a fabulous experience. We've already got almost 35 people on the cruise. I think we can accommodate 40. So I sure would sign up quick because, and the way you sign up is you contact Super Travel. And let's see, the phone number should be on here. It is. I know you can go on our website, but call Debbie at 281-990-8362. That's 281-990-8362. Now, if you really forget all that, you can contact Brittany and she'll be happy to help you out here. But I'll tell you one thing, this Paolo cab is just peaking. It's beautiful. Okay, now we're going to put our little stopper here, okay, and we're going to take our vacuum. Everybody should have one by now, because what a waste to let wine sit on a counter and become oxidized. I mean, that is a shame. My mother said, waste not, want not, and that's true. Put the vacuum stopper on there, suck a vacuum. This wine is good for a month. Not 3 days, but a month. It's amazing. Here we go. We're going to do the same thing with the Merlot. I'm going to put this stopper in here, and we're going to suck a vacuum. It's easy. A couple of pumps, away you go. Set it aside. Okay, now our last wine of the day is a wine that has just, I'm so proud of this wine. It, in the Zagat magazine, this wine was rated in the top 20 ports made in the world. And I'm just so proud of it. 2005 Private Reserve, Papa Paolo Port. It was served at the Sandeman Port House in Porto just a month ago. The Sandeman people allowed us to have this wine served at their port house. They loved it. They complimented it. And I could tell you that was such a compliment, because when you're in Porto drinking port wines in the cellar where there are port wines that are more than 150 years old, I tell you, it is such a special feeling to be able to do that. So here we go. Now I'm going to tell you a tip about enjoying port that I really want to stress. And that is when you enjoy, when you enjoy port, you never serve it in a tiny glass. You don't want to do that. Here we go. So I'm going to serve it in our big, extra special big glass. And we're going to use the aerator. Why? Port is one of the most aromatic wines in the world. Why put it in a small, tiny glass? They think that, well, you've got to portion this out because this is like 19% alcohol. I'm all for that. You can still pour 2 or 3 ounces in this glass by using a big, bold glass. You can still do that. So we're going to take this, put it over here. Here we go. All right, so we poured 2 or 3 ounces in the big glass, and I guarantee you it will taste much better than if you put that in a tiny, small, open mouth glass. Swirl it. The color of this wine is purple. It's beautiful. It's now 11 years old, 6 years old, and it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful wine. You smell it. Smells like chocolate. It smells like cherries. It smells like, you know, when I was a kid, if we were good at Christmas, we would get this chocolate covered thing that was cherries on the inside. And when you would bite into it, it would kind of gush cherry juice in your mouth. And it would have that chocolate outer covering with the cherry on the inside. Well, that's exactly what this tastes like. It is the most aromatic port, much more aromatic than the Portuguese. The Portuguese ports are very earthy, they're kind of mushroomy. When you smell a Portuguese port, you think of the dirt and the terroir. Let's face it, in Portugal, those grapes are grown in 90% slate. I mean, the kind of stuff that you see on a roof. Little thin rocks that are all over the place, on trellises, in a place where there's only like 11 or 12 inches of rain. The trellises are at about 20-degree slopes to the Douro River. This place is amazing that grapes could even live there. In our lush environment, we have a grape called Lenoir that is already big-leafed, beautiful aromas. When you see a Lenoir fruit ready to be picked, it smells like a chocolate-covered cherry. So that's why the wine carries that flavor through. It's different than a Portuguese port. Great legs, fabulous legs. You can only appreciate legs if you have a big glass. If you have a little tiny glass, the legs never get a chance to really develop and show anything. So here we go. Wow, I mean, just a great smell, and I recommend that you slurp it, you cluck it, you chew it. I mean, it's just meaty. It's beautiful. Wow. I can not only taste the chocolate cherry, but I am picking up the brand new barrels that we are using to age these wines in. When you start to swallow, the aroma of the wood comes up into your nose, and you just see this wonderful balance of wood and fruit. And it's just beautiful. Just a lovely, lovely wine. And the 2004 Paulo port is even a step up with regard to intensity. This wine is very upfront, floral, great flavor. The 2004 Paulo port has deep tones and beautiful fruit and even more concentrated aromas and flavors. Wow. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful wine. Great to enjoy in the spring. It's not hot. Another great way to use this is to get this glass, or a big glass. 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream, Bluebell. Put it in there, take about this much wine, pour it over the vanilla ice cream. I like old-fashioned vanilla myself. And it makes port and cream sundae I'll tell you, if you have guests over your house, they will take that idea home and use it. We first had that at the Midland Country Club in a wine dinner, and that's where we came up with the name Port and Cream. It's just easy, simple, it's supporting another good Texas company, and it's fabulous. I mean, it's just an amazing dessert. And do it in this kind of a glass. Don't put it in a stinking little bowl. It serves best in a glass like this. Because then you smell the ice cream, you smell the vanilla in the ice cream, the vanilla's in the oak, the vanilla's in the wine. Perfect. It's a perfect combination. So I do want to close with the sparkling wine, because I want you to see it's still effervescing. See, that's the mark of a great sparkling wine. You don't want to get a sparkling wine, you open it up and poop, it's gone. You know, that means it's got no staying power, it's got no carbonation, and it's not live on your palate. So watch. I'm going to toast everybody. I look forward to seeing everybody at the next broadcast, which is going to be April the 17th. Which is just before the Wine and Roses Festival, so we look forward to seeing everybody there. So, salute, enjoy, and God bless you all. Take care.